Hello, this is Michael Royle presenting our business plan presentation. And this is why we believe Chick-fil-A can successfully enter China. And it's by me, Michael Royle, and Yuchi Chen. So starting off with the first cornerstone of our argument, the would it work piece, the biggest aspect that we look at or that we did when looking at would this whole idea work is the competition that you see in China mainland regarding fast food sales of chicken and chicken menus, that kind of deal. And the biggest person or company that's currently in China doing really well is KFC. KFC is doing very well in China with regards to selling their chicken menu to the China mainland population. And since there is that competition in China when it comes to a chicken restaurant, that means that there is room for Chick-fil-A to enter this market, because competition at the end of the day is actually a good thing for business. Because if there was no if KFC wasn't there at all and Chick-fil-A was the first company to enter in China to do this, there would be a lot more uncertainties. However, since KFC is already successfully doing this in China, that just shows that Chick-fil-A can do the exact same thing, and is actually a good thing because they can tap into the profits that Chick-fil-A is currently that KFC is currently generating in China. So that is our cornerstone of our entire, presentation. And then moving on to culturally, if you Google search, just a normal Google search, China and chicken, there is a multitude of YouTube videos from people in China and blog posts of people explaining why Chinese people love chicken and KFC so much. You don't see that unless the culture there really likes the product and what KFC is actually delivering. So culturally, KFC is already they're basically just paving the way for Chick-fil-A to come through with their own twist on it, because it's already culturally accepted in China mainland, and KFC's already proven that. And then moving on to economically, if we're talking the present time, 2020, we think that economically now would not be the best time due to COVID-19 currently happening worldwide, causing economic uncertainty. We believe that the best time for Chick-fil-A to execute on our plan is in about 1 to 2 years when the economy gets more stable, because the biggest thing that we see is if they enter it now, they have a higher probability of failing. They take on more risks versus if they just waited a few years and it'd be much more successful. So that's what we believe economically this could work. And then politically, again, KFC is already, as an American company, they've already paved the way for Chick-fil-A to come through and to basically duplicate what KFC did. They've already paved the way politically for all this to happen. Chick-fil-A will just probably have to, just like everybody else, abide by the political rules, laws and regulations that everyone else has to, which is pretty simple after you understand everything. So we do believe it would work politically as well. And then moving on to our initial plan for entry, the biggest question is the how. And this isn't a plan that's groundbreaking or anything. This is the plan that we're executing, or we believe would work for Chick-fil-A, would be a slow opening of a few Chick-fil-A stores in big central Chinese cities to test the markets and to test how their brand presence in China is received. You see this strategy happen a lot in the United States when a company, let's say In-N-Out, for example, they want to go from, state A to state B. Instead of just peppering state B with a bunch of In-N-Out stores before knowing if they even work, they plant a store in the city's capital, see how they're received. If it's done well, then they start to expand more in state B. We believe that the same kind of thinking can be applied in China. Just plant a Chick-fil-A store in a major city such as Beijing. See how it's received there. Kind of measure its success economically, financially, brand recognition, all those fun things, and then begin to expand into other portions of China mainland. So building off of that into the where, the initial plan, I've already kind of talked of it already. The initial plan is to start in the big cities, such as Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, etc. There's a lot of big cities that could be great testing ground for Chick-fil-A to plant a store, or maybe even 2 Chick-fil-A stores in China, and to see how they work and are received. That gives more chances for more exposure. Bigger population size equals, a better chance to really get a good grasp on what works and what doesn't for your company. And then one thing I forgot to mention about the how, Chick-fil-A would also have to shift their menu a little bit to cater the Chinese people, much similar to how McDonald's does it. They don't have an full American menu there. They tweak it a little bit. Chick-fil-A would have to do the exact same thing. I forgot to mention that, excuse me. And then the last one is the when. I've already spoken on this a little bit already. We believe currently in 2020 wouldn't be the best time for Chick-fil-A to execute on this plan. Due to COVID-19, we believe that a time frame of 1 to 2 years, very short-term, waiting period for them to wait, is the best time to execute on this plan. That allows the economy kind of to get more stable. Hopefully a vaccine comes out in that time, who knows? But that'll allow the economy to kind of flatten out, get more stable, to avoid unnecessary risks that Chick-fil-A does not need to take. So at the end of the day, looking at the question, is it feasible for Chick-fil-A to enter China, China mainland? The answer is yes. KFC's already done it. They've already paved the way for it. Chick-fil-A has a great brand recognition, and they can 100% replicate what KFC has done, if not better, to cut into some of the profits that KFC is already getting in China. And that is our presentation. Thank you for listening.